Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age, conversations, and other things. And wow, what a change of weather. The rain is here, the wind is here, humidity, a lot of humidity here actually today. It's actually supposed to be in the 60s. With all the humidity, though, it doesn't really feel cold. T-shirt here, and man, just time just, it's, to me, as I get older in life, it's just incredible how it's fast time passes. Just beyond believable compared to when you're young. Better get my dad's garbage can here as the garbage guys come by, and hey, they took the extra garbage that I put out. And, you know, these guys come by twice a week. For the garbage guys, I believe they come by twice a week for the recycling and the garbage. Look at that Ford F-150 XLT lowered, pretty cool looking truck. What do you think of that, huh? Yeah, what's your opinion on that truck right there? Did I make the right decision getting rid of my Super Snake in place for that, even though that plan... Just incredible how, for me, just all the cars I've owned in my lifetime, just all the things I do, and even for me, I question myself when I get rid of cars. This truck here is so much fun. It really is. And I never had the plan to actually buy this vehicle. I've never had that idea in my mind for anything. Just like this vehicle here. That's just kind of who I am sometimes, where I definitely get fixated on vehicles. Many years ago when the Hellcat was released, 2014 summer, Tim Kanukas, however you spell his name, but released the 707 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. I mean, I knew right there I wanted to get one of those. So there's been cars over the years, the 2005 or 6 Z06 Corvette. I mean, I knew right there I wanted to get those. But there's many vehicles I've purchased in my lifetime. I never really was fixated on the vehicle. Just like this Indian Super Chief here, you've really been wanting to buy the Chief model. Just because I was intrigued on how the story is, they built the bike around the engine. And it's a steel frame versus an aluminum frame on the Indian. And it's to bring back, you know, the heritage type of motorcycle theme as well. Well, look here, I have them. And that was kind of always on my radar screen. That was never on my radar screen. That Bronco Raptor was never on my radar screen. This goes on and on and on. So here, I thought I'd give you my opinions, even though I think to myself, yeah, what are you kidding yourself? You have opinion conversations every day of your life. But no, what I'm saying to you this morning is, I thought I'd just give you my opinions on some of the vehicles I've owned, because I every now and then get people reach out to me in my channel and say, hey, what do you think about this vehicle or that vehicle? And I got to thinking, yeah, it's a pretty good theme. I'll do my opinion conversations on some vehicles I've owned and what I think. I mean, what I think I would do, but once again, it's my opinion, right? Who doesn't have an opinion? And opinions are so broad, it's yeah, beyond believable. Yeah, you listen to, if you go to the social media, you go to the regular media, it's all opinions all day long, and it's the good and the bad, right? Wow, dark in here. Since I've been down here, I've been pretty fortunate. The weather's been really nice, but the days of the hanging here are coming to an end, which means today, Friday, today's a rainy, overcast day, but I got a lot of stuff to do, to take care of, inside-wise, business-wise, but then tomorrow's supposed to be sunny, but I think only like in the 50s, but then that's it. Tomorrow's about me all packing up and getting ready to have a long drive Sunday. It's a long drive. The only downside for me when I haul these trailers is it's to stop at the gas station. I mean, I'd like to bring a bigger truck. And now people are already saying, well, how are you going to get all those bikes back? Yeah, what's your opinion on that freaking idea of me coming down with 2 motorcycles and I end up 3 more and I got 5, and how am I all get them all back? Yeah, that's kind of a heated, conversation. Yeah, so not getting all the loving and support and all the family for the kid driving the trailer back with the bike. So it looks like three bikes are going to be sitting down here and only two are going back. That's kind of how it's starting to play out, which is not really a big deal. Up north, it's going to be cold and we wouldn't be riding much motorcycles really now. Really in February, really for the most part, January, February. Up north, you're not usually riding much. You can, but it usually just isn't the right conditions. And we'll be back down here again in March, and so part of me is like, it's all good. Just probably bring I might bring my black Ram Mega Cab truck that's back in order, and I'll probably bring down my 4 motorcycle hauler. I've got I think it's a 20-foot, or I think it's a 20-foot, 8.5 by 20. I can't even remember myself. It's a Bravo trailer I bought that can haul my Mustang GT500, or a decent sized car, not too big. Or I have it set up for 4 Condors, and you can haul 4 motorcycles. So part of me is like, yeah, I'll probably just do that. I'll just bring back that and make it all work to get everything back up north. Or I could just come back down sooner than later with the truck and trailer, and I don't know, lots of variables. But yeah, the kid's not be driving a trailer back, so sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war. Is that kind of the conversation? When the opinions of others aren't the opinions of yours. And this is not a huge challenge in life, is opinions. It's our opinions of what we think is right versus wrong, what works, what doesn't. And if anybody's a married person, married man, married woman, they understand that, man, the opinions of what we feel is right or wrong, just, that can get so emotional and so heated. So you just have to give and take, right? So, yeah, anyway, so what is going on today with what's the opinion of what happened to FAA? What did the FAA do for the airlines? What's the transportation Pete guy? They're trying to call it out on him. The FAA does have antiquated, equipment. Is that why the FAA they're claiming it wasn't a cyber attack? I mean, I have no idea. I really haven't thought a lot, but the people who are involved in that traveling, I can guarantee you they're involved in a lot, right? Let's see what's going on. Get my coffee, man, but I think it's still too hot. But what is Maria, what's her name? What is she got going on today, right? Oh, it's Sarasota, Florida. That's just south of here. My dad used to work in Sarasota, Florida. A little coffee in me. Just take a second here. We can watch the news. Probably not the station everybody watches. I don't know. If you probably follow my channel, I'd have mixed feelings on that. But it's not going to be the guy running down to vote for Joe Biden. Right, I'm not. So if you're that individual, that's fine. The main theme of the conversations here is for the most part, vehicles and having fun and just expressing different views, and neither party's perfect by any means. Yeah, so anyways, so for the opinion thing here, I got to thinking to myself this morning, and one of my subscribers, really great guy. The guy's out of Colorado. I think I've never met him in person. It's so cool to have subscribers that reach out to me, make comments, and they really are. They just seem so level-headed and so nice to me. I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm just sharing the way they make comments. It's just, and they all come across as very astute individuals. Yeah, I need this, don't I? I need somebody smarter than me, right? Yeah, I've always said if you get married, you better marry the woman that's smarter than you. Best men out there. Behind every smart man is a smarter woman, just so you know. I think, behind every great man is a greater woman. Who has been told that? But anyway, so what I could think this morning was just that F-150 XLT truck that I purchased and never had. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of that thing on my cell phone, and I'll kind of get distracted here doing all that. But if I can, just to show what you kind of know, what's going on. The truck was never on my radar screen. But here's the thing: I had that F-150 Super Snake truck, and if you follow my channel, you'll know about that truck being the specialty Shelby built truck by the Tuscany company that has the Shelby rights, and that truck is built up there in Indiana or somewhere like that. And so I ordered that truck, I think, like in January of 2020 during the pandemic. and I didn't get it till the fall. Okay, so here it is. So here is the truck right here. See, so here's that truck sitting in the driveway. That's what it looked like when it first came to Kuhn's Baltimore Ford. All right. I had a vision of buying a truck like that and changing it to look like what it looks like now. And so anyways, I got the F-150 Super Snake Shelby truck and owned it. And I was supposedly, I think like number 87 or something of 280 or something. It's supposed to be a very limited run, which I was a bunch of malarkey because I'm now understanding you can still order those things from Tuscany and Shelby. So me thinking it was one of just a very rare run and hold its value. Yeah, right. And that's why I got rid of the truck, as I came to understand after paying. The truck was like $92,000 or $94,000, but then you put sales tax on it. It's a $100,000 truck. That's a lot of money. And for me, I just have to come at some point to closure what makes sense. And when I started exploring after owning the vehicle for like a year and a half, close to 2 years, that the vehicle didn't have the value that I thought it would have. And to ever get the value out of it, I kind of came to closure. It's time to move on, let this thing go, because it's just too expensive. And sincerely, the truck was fast. It was fast truck. But having GT500s and Hellcats and other vehicles, those, then you get in that truck, it's just so much material going down the road. I just felt like, it was a nice truck, cool truck, but a lot of money for a truck, and so I got rid of it. And it was, even for me, I was like, man, this is a truck you kind of think you'd have the rest of your life. And my kid would have one day. But no, I came to closure. The value of the truck, I was getting $70,000 wholesale offers on the truck. Yeah, in the market, I think you could maybe hit 85, 88 in it. Maybe 90, maybe. Just has to be the right environment, right setup. So anyways, I parted with it. Never realizing I would have that truck there I just showed you come into Kuhn's Baltimore Ford. Unbeknownst to me, as I'm getting rid of my Shelby Super Snake truck last summer, that truck was sitting in the back lot for 5 months waiting for the performance parts they ordered for it that were never coming in because of supply chain issues. So what I'm wanting to say to you is an opinion. If I'm an individual right now that's fixated on a two-door lowered truck, even though I always wanted a Ram 1500 lowered truck with a Hellcat motor in it, I don't know why Ram. They built the Ram TRX, took them forever to build that thing. It blows me away. They had the SRT-10 Viper trucks that I owned. I had a total of 3 over the years back in 2000, I think 4, 5, 6, up until 2008. And that was just a great truck. And it just blows me away that Dodge never made a two-door lowered Ram 1500 truck or just a 1500 sport package Hellcat setup. And then they take years to get the TRX truck, which is lifted. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That Dodge. So anyways, the whole point is, if you're fixated on having a lowered two-door truck, whether it be a Chevy, Ford, or even the Ram, I'd honestly have to say, at the end of the day, for what I got for the value, so that truck there is basically like a $50,000 truck by the time you kind of mod it and do everything to it, for the most part. So it's like half the price of the F-150 Super Snake Shelby truck, sport truck that I owned. And that truck out in the driveway is more fun. Yes, that truck, the way Kuhn's Baltimore Ford put that thing together, by lowering rear springs on it and lowering the truck and putting the exhaust on it, and the wheel and tire package, and putting the paint. They changed the paint. They painted the bumpers and the grill, and then they did the blue, badging on it, the Ford Grabber Blue, I guess that is. And so anyways, the whole point is, in my opinion, anybody wanting to go out and buy a nice lower truck, you're better off just buying like what Kuhn's Baltimore Ford did. You buy a real, mediocre base truck, and you just then do your own little thing, and you're going to save yourself a lot of money, and that truck is more fun than that Super Snake. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine if I supercharged it. That thing already is fast. I mean, it's not like wicked fast, but it's fun fast. You just feel the fun of the vehicle, the 10-speed auto. It's just really good. It's nice. So anyways, All right, let me get some. What was Lon doing? I think to myself so many times in my life, what was your grandmother doing today 100 years ago? What was your grandfather doing 100 years ago today? What, are people going to be thinking about you and me 100 years from now? Wow. Will somebody be thinking about me who's got a YouTube channel about the Iceman, thinking about me? But that's the thing, and this is what I wonder. I make lots and lots of videos because I think it's just great to have an archive of videos and information about me and my family and my dad, my daughter. Unfortunately, my wife does not want to be any part of public exposure, so there's nothing, going on other than she just doesn't want to be. My mom doesn't want to be. There's so many people I know. I just don't want to be on the YouTube channel. I just want to be public. I get all that. Whatever. Whole point is, 100 years from now, will there be a technology for somebody to look at my YouTube channel? Or will it progress, and then you have to pay a bunch of money, or they dump all the files? I have no idea. But I sometimes think to myself, wow, what a shame. 100 years from now, you wouldn't have access that, my great grandson, granddaughter, who knows? I don't know. It all comes down to my daughter decides to get married and have kids and create and continue the line, because otherwise there's not, there's lineage. But whole point is, what was your relative doing 100 years ago? And we're just all, it's like poof, gone. Those people just aren't really in our daily thoughts, or what was going on in their world, their challenges. And we're also self-centered. I mean, if anybody doesn't agree to that, like, okay, well, if you're a human being, you have concern for yourself and others too. But we're fixated on what our own problems are. Your brain has a broken record. Yeah, I'm getting way off course here. So, anyways, let's get back to the gentleman. One gentleman said, "Hey, listen," and I think that I understand his question. And I even texted, or I should say, I even reposted a comment. He said, "Hey, what's your opinion over the Raptor versus the Tremor, the Super Duty 7.3 Godzilla, or the 6.7 Diesel?" And I thought, wow, that's a pretty good question, but tough. What's my opinion? And I've had them. And it's incredible. The first thing that jumped out of my head was F-150 Tremor. Wow. But he's actually referencing, would you own a Raptor truck if you could only have one? Which vehicle are you going to own? The Raptor truck, the F-250, I'm just assuming like the F-250 Super Duty, 7.3 Godzilla motor, or the 6.7 diesel. So he's really more referencing the Raptor, but I'm real referencing my own brain, thinking, wow, I'd be buying the F-150 Tremor truck. So, and the reason I say that is this. So, and I've owned them all. So I can honestly tell you my own experiences of what I experienced. I've had the 6.7 diesel F-250, and I've had the 7.3 Godzilla F-350 Super Duty truck, single axle. And I've owned the brand new F-150 V6 3.5 twin turbo, 400 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. Versus that's the gas engine, versus the 7.3 is 430 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque. Or you go up to the diesel, which is like 1,000 plus foot-pounds of torque and like 450 horsepower. Those numbers would be off a little bit, but the diesel is just insane. But the diesel's expensive. So what I can share with my subscriber is, for me, the bang for the buck is the F-150 Tremor truck. And the F-150 Tremor truck is borderline just about as fun as that Raptor truck. Now, sincerely, the Raptor truck wins it over all those of the fun factor, comfort factor, just incredible vehicle. But it doesn't win when it comes to usability. So if you're in a situation where you need to tow more than like 77,000 or 7,500 pounds or whatever the weight is on the new Raptor, there is where your challenge will become a problem, is because the Raptor truck suspension is so soft. And the reason I was saying earlier, just to kind of clarify things, I'm assuming he's talking about the Raptor truck and not the Raptor Bronco. So I'm pretty confident what he asked me to give my opinions on is the Raptor truck, because he just said Raptor. He didn't say F-150 Raptor truck. He didn't say Raptor Bronco. But being he's comparing the trucks, I'm sure we're talking trucks. So the Raptor, I would say if you're not towing major things, then I'm buying the Raptor all day long. The Raptor is a vehicle I'd buy over all those vehicles. But if you're a person that needs that capability to, do the 10,000 pound trailer capability, then I'm going to step back and say I'm going to get the F-150 Tremor truck. Yes. I mean, now once you start, if you're in the 12 to 14, 15K, you're going to have but no option to go for the diesel series F-250 or F-350 Super Duty, because the 7.3 Godzilla, cool motor, nice motor, but disappointing. Disappointing, yes, on towing capability. Even though I did a tow video that's been had a lot of views and hits, the F-150 Tremor truck opened my eyes up to it was the better tow vehicle in X amount of pounds. Meaning, if you're pulling like a 7,000 pound trailer, that's where I kind of think I was in my weight. You have to go back to my videos to look at that. I'm getting some more coffee here. I'm just talking and blah. Da-da-da-da, dee-dee-dee-dee, right? Excuse the gurgling here. Yeah, so I literally was even... F-150 Tremor truck pulled better than my F-350 single axle. I think 430 gears, if I remember right. Pretty 413. I can't. It's just so many numbers. All things I have, very challenging to remember every little fine aspect and detail. The whole point is, the F-150 outpulled that 7.3 Godzilla motor because the way it was geared. So that would have to be something that you have to look into. The F-150 truck I had with the rear axle, which I can't remember which rear axle ratio it was, but that thing just kicked tail. Yes, and the F-150 Tremor, I think, is 11, 12,000, I think. I think that's pushing it. I think 7, 8, maybe 10, but it's the frame and the suspension that totally takes away the feeling of the truck from the what you're towing. And that's why the Super Duty series is much better, because it's a stiffer suspension, heavier duty frame. It's just a beefier truck. So if you're going to be doing heavy duty towing, you're going to have to go with F-250, F-350 series, but I'm going to buy the diesel. I'm not going to buy I would not, even though years ago I promoted the gas, but after owning it and towing with it, no way. It's just, I'm just not here to tarnish anybody that has 7.3 Godzilla motor. It's a good motor. It's a good tow vehicle, but I've had the capability, and somebody's asking me what I'm going to buy. So yeah, Raptor truck, if you're not going to be doing 8,000 plus towing. If you're doing 8,000 plus or less, Raptor. The Raptor F-150 truck, it is the nicest truck I've ever owned in my life. It really is. And when I first bought my first one in November 2017, that truck converted me to the Ford brand. That was the beginning of me getting rid of all my Ram trucks and my Dodge products. So the Raptor truck, to me, is the nicest, baddest truck I've ever owned in my lifetime. That's factory put together. And the V6 twin turbo is more than enough for me. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, the sad part is, you hear eat my words, but the new Predator, it's not the Predator. It's the, the Corona, I can't even remember I talked about it last week. The Romeo plant was being closed. And they're taking the Predator motor, which isn't going to be called the Predator motor anymore. And it's being the Corvair. It's not, I can't remember it. But anyways, it's the same motor as the GT500, but it's a different supercharger. But it's a $109,000 truck base price. So you're going to be into a $120,000, $130,000 truck. If you can find a nice used, brand new 2022, barely used Raptor V6 twin turbo for $80,000, I'm going to tell you right now, for $40,000 difference, you'll be just as happy. I'm sorry. The V6 twin turbo is fine getting down the road. I mean, it's a truck. What people don't understand about these big trucks is that's a lot of inertia going down the road. So when you start getting these trucks and you think you're going to do the 100 mile an hour, you think you're going to be driving this truck around beltways and back roads, driving like a GT500 or a Hellcat, you're kidding yourself, because it's just so much inertia, so much vehicle. And they get that dead zone of their power loss because they're going, it's the gravity. It's the force of the vehicle is so much wind resistance, inertia resistance, I guess, whatever. So anyway, so I hope that kind of helped you in, deciding what you want. But I'm gonna tell you what, the F-150 Tremor truck, overall versatile truck, that's the best one to get because it's still a very fun truck. You can put it in the sport mode. It's so much fun. It does respectable on fuel mileage, and you can get them for a respectable price. And it does pretty much everything in the Super Duty series up to about, I would say 10,000, 11,000, but once again, if it's 8,000 pounds or less, Raptor, over, if you're going to have to go to the Super Duty series, or if you're not doing a lot of towing and you're more on the budget side of it, the F-150 Tremor truck. It's a great truck. I mean, I just can't emphasize enough. All right, so now we talked all about that, right? The opinions of the vehicles I've owned, and I could go through a list of vehicles and motorcycles that I could sincerely tell you my own experiences. So I can only hope that helps anybody. And I told you yesterday or the other day before, or whenever, that F-150 Lightning truck that I ordered to come in, the deal didn't go down. It was basically Ford Motor Credit saying to me, hey, Iceman, if you really want this truck, you can have it, but you have to give something up. And I've just told you the other day, I'm not going to give up my Raptor truck for electric truck. I'm not going to do it. If I go to the gas station, buy gas, whatever. I mean, here's the thing for me. If you can afford an $80,000 to $100,000 vehicle, you're telling me you can't afford to put gas in it? I mean, to me, it's just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah, whatever, whatever. If that's your driving force, I mean, I understand for business use, like for me, it makes a lot of sense because the reality is 200-mile days every day. For the guy that works for me, he's doing close to that electric truck that I bought last September or whatever I bought it. It now has 12,000 miles on it. Yeah, I mean, that truck's going to have 30, 40,000 miles in 1 year. So in that aspect, for business use, an F-150 Lightning, if you're doing 200-mile days, that's a really good business vehicle. If you're going to be focused on saving the fuel, yes, I think so. But if you're just an individual to go buy one and you drive 15, 20,000 miles a year, 15,000 miles a year, I mean, really? So it's a $3,000 just, I don't know, whatever works for you. But you're limited to your towing. If you're going to take that F-150 Lightning truck and you want to go camping and go towing and go up and down the Eastern Seaboard and go on road trips, good luck. Watch my videos. Good luck. You'll be pulling over every 80 miles to recharge it for 30, 40 minutes. And I hope the charging station isn't broken. I hope that there isn't a line of people wanting to charge their vehicle. I hope the gas station isn't got it shut down for renovation while you pull up to get your charging you can't get. If you watch my electric videos of my F-150, of my road trip, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's nerve-wracking as all get out. It is so nerve-wracking. It's bad. So if anybody's, want to hear that opinion, there you go. I'll tell you that opinion all day long. Wow, it's already close to 30 minutes. Yeah, wow. Day is progressing. And what the heck's going on with Elon Musk and Tesla? Boy, oh boy. So Tesla is cutting prices, slashing prices like up to 20% in this country to get his product moving, selling. Yeah, what's my opinion on that? I've mentioned. I think that here's the sunset, sunrise. Look at this here. Whoops, I can't even get it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, so Tesla, I think his day of reckoning has come. And some people are like, no way. It's just, Elon now has competition. Elon had competition in electric vehicles. He hasn't. So all the, all the heyday of him being able to, be the primary guy for the go-to for electric vehicles, those days are coming to end. So apparently, but there's some stipulation in the article I read, because apparently the new $7,500 tax credit, there's conditions that you get that on a vehicle, I guess on the price range. So Tesla's saying they're lowering their prices on their vehicles in order for people to be able to qualify for that $7,500 tax, even though at the same time, their sales, Elon Musk is claiming that his sales are down because of interest rates. Yeah, I'm not buying it. What I'm buying is my own opinion it's my opinion on my channel that the reality is that Elon has competition. So for him just to be the only go-to to electric vehicle, those days are gone. And people are stepping back and reevaluating. And I've talked about this in my channel many times too. Is there just a niche of electric people? Is there a niche of of people that really want an electric vehicle, and we're going through the niche of those people, and then there's a bunch more that are the majority that are just like, I'm just not buying into this electric stuff. I just don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm remotely working from my home. I mean, does this make any sense to you if a person that now remotely works from home needs a car as much? And if you're going to go out and buy an electric vehicle now based on transportation costs, I mean, to me, I'd be like, this makes no sense to me. You no longer drive to work. You work from your home. So you're not spending any money anymore on the vehicle by any means for fuel, besides your playtime. And for playtime, people go out and spend $100 going out to the bar and getting something to eat. So I mean, so anyways, yeah, right. So Tesla, I think is the day of reckoning coming? Yeah, it's interesting. But Elon, I guess, grouped everything into one. So I guess he kind of saved that operation, right? What's he doing with Twitter now? He wants to sell the usernames to generate money. What's that all about, right? Yeah, then the opinions on Twitter, right? Yeah, the opinions, right? You get to hear everybody's opinion, and it gets it's pretty incredible. I never have been a Twitter guy, never have, and I never have gone on Twitter. And I just recently signed up, and I just decided to kind of sit back and watch. And it's pretty hard language on there. I just never realized, how hard the language is. But, to me, it sure seems to lean more right rhetoric on there. I thought that the Twitter was more about trying to be middle of the road, and used to be was it more left, like it's Reddit. Apparently, I don't like the social platforms, because I think it's just about people behind the screen just not being nice to each other. I don't think you can convey really who you are and your emotions. It just gets nasty. People get nasty in these forums. I mean, I've been around car forums. People just get nasty. And would they do that to you in your face? They won't. They're not. But behind the screen, people just do really bad things. The whole point is Parler was shut down because it was looked at as a radical, patriot, conservative social platform to rev people up to do bad things. Okay, so they get shut down. And then you've got, what is Reddit? Is Reddit more of a liberal forum, or social platform, or more liberal people participate in that than conservative people do? So I mean, right there, to me, it's like, okay, it's just like, in my opinion, it's like, all right, so now you have the liberal platform that's going to just tarnish the conservatives, and that's okay. But then you have the conservative, platform that just tarnishes the liberals, right? Hey, you asked for opinion thing today. Just, oh my gosh, yeah. So Twitter, what is Elon accomplishing in Twitter? What does he mean? What's he accomplishing? I mean, I don't know. Does anybody really know what he's accomplishing? Besides, my thoughts were, it's all about I can't even think, the artificial intelligence. To me, I just think he's gathering information, how we do respond, talk, act, and he's now recording and taking everything that everybody's doing on that social platform to create his man-made human being, or I shouldn't say human being. That's kind of no, his human-like robot. That's my perception. Is that he bought up Twitter for a lot of reasons, to try to be the Amazon type of platform of being able to buy things and sell things, and I guess the YouTube platform and the eBay platform and the PayPal platform and every platform all grouped into one on Twitter. It doesn't seem, I guess he has years to figure it all out, but I don't know. Anyways, it's just, to me, intriguing and interesting of Elon Musk on what he's accomplishing with Twitter. What has he done? And I thought he was supposed to find somebody to take it over because he's looking for some idiot to do what he's doing. I mean, does that make any sense, those comments? I don't know. Anyways. All right, we'll try to keep it at that. Don't get too political, right? But, hey, right. I just see myself, we all have our views and ideas, and a lot of people don't want to hear about it, and I get all that, and that's why it's just ideas. That's all it is. Not here to try to get you all revved up. That's not the goal, just to share some information. So, all right, that's it. Cut it off there. You should go watch my dad and daughter Plant Day, and if you go to the end and see my dad's antics, oh my gosh, where he's holding a shovel, this is classic. You got to go all the way like the end. If you do, my dad should have been in the movies. I always said my dad should have been Leslie Nelson, Naked Gun. My dad is just so funny. He is funny. My dad has always been so much fun to hang out with my whole life. I mean, I just can't emphasize enough. The stories I could tell you and the antics, the things that have happened. Oh my gosh. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching my channel. Appreciate the support, the nice comments. Hope I helped out my one subscriber. Kind of, I guess he's maybe on a mission to get a truck. And maybe I help him make the right decision, or at the end, his opinion be like, that Iceman, that guy got me into deeper stuff, and I could never even realize. I can't watch that guy. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. God bless, and have a